Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome in, Joshua. Welcome in, Joshua. You the first one. Woohoo! I'm gonna wait to see if anybody else comes into the live. How's your day going, Josh? Can you hear me good, Josh? I'll get started when I get 4 people in here. I don't know if y'all seen the title, but I wanted to review what happened last week or over the week. No, last week with the funeral home in Houston, Texas. I don't know if anybody saw that. I don't know why I can't see my chat. Somebody type in the chat so I could see if I can see my comments, because I'm not able to see my comments. But I don't know if y'all saw it, but there was a funeral home in Houston, Texas. It started out um, where a sister and a brother went to the funeral home to check something with their mom because they brought their mother's body to the church where she was going to have her celebration of life. And the daughter noticed something in noticed something about her mom. She wanted her mom's hands crossed, and she noticed that her hands wasn't crossed, so they had to take her back to the funeral home to fix the situation because the funeral worker said that her arm was stuck and that they wasn't able to put it in the, you know how the hands be crossed when they're in the casket or whatever. He told her that her arm was stuck and they wasn't able to do that. So she followed him to see if they were going to take her back to the funeral home, to Richardson's. So when they got there, they parked, and the man took her mom, I guess, back into the funeral parlor. And so she went in. And guys, when she went in, there were people that were unalive laying everywhere on gurneys, in caskets, in boxes. The boxes were stacked on top of each other. And these were people, some of them had already had funerals and they was due to be cremated, and they wasn't hadn't been hasn't went to the crematory to get cremated, and there was a real foul smell in there. And so the the sister and the brother started looking around. They started walking around to see what was going on. And when they saw that, he immediately went live. And it was shown on Facebook. I'm not going to be able to show that video up here on my channel, but you can go to Facebook or you can Google it. Just type in Richardson's mortuary and you'll see the devastation, guys. It was so bad. Don't no one, I mean no one deserved to be treated that way at all. That was so disrespectful of these people's family members just laying there. And on top of that, the air conditioner was not working in this facility. And on top of that, it was construction workers working while these bodies was laying out everywhere of these people's family members. And they were working on the ceiling. They was doing a full makeover of the inside of this mortuary where debris was falling down on the deceased. Some of them wasn't covered. Some of them wasn't clothed. It was so bad to where one girl came and the sister that was filming, that was her grandmother still there. They had already had her funeral and everything. She wasn't cremated yet. They had been waiting on her ashes. They had waiting on the funeral home to call them to tell them when they can pick up their ashes. They didn't get no phone calls or nothing. Okay? But y'all can go and check this story out on Facebook because he went live. So as they were filming and walking through this facility, showing all this activity that had been going on at this place, the construction workers was working around these people just like nothing. I mean, just so unhuman. I don't know what this world is coming to. Your family member, you send them to these places and you think that they're treated with dignity and respect. You don't know what's going on in these facilities. I say that to say this. When you send your family member to the funeral homes, go up and check on them. Go make your face known up there, okay? Let them know that they family member cares. We care what's going on with our family member. Don't just take it upon yourself to think that they doing their job, because a lot of times they're not. As my saying says, you got to check the checker, okay? Because these people is lackluster of what they doing. They don't care about your family member. All they care about is the money. Now, not all funeral homes are like this. Not all of them. This was a predominantly black funeral home, and they figured that their family member was being well taken care of, which they weren't. And I mean, it was so disrespectful on a whole nother level. Some of them were on the floor of this facility. Some of them was in the storage closets. And like I say, these construction workers were steady walking around in there as if they didn't see them. I wonder what was going through their mind. What were they thinking? And why didn't they call somebody and tell them what was going on? One, they didn't care. Two, they didn't think anybody was going to find out. But I thought about this situation when I found out about it, which was yesterday. I found out about it, and it's just been weighing heavy on my heart. I couldn't even sleep last night thinking about this. I don't know why I can't see my chat. Let me hold on, y'all. can't see my chat. If you still in here, Josh, could you type something in the chat so I can see if my messages are coming through, my comments? But I'm going to play a little bit of this video so y'all can hear what was going on. I can't show the pictures of the videos, but I'm going to play it and let y'all listen. Bear with me for a second. There ain't hardly nobody in here anyway. And one of the workers went up to the gentleman and he wanted him to stop filming. And they got into an altercation and he stabbed the brother. He stabbed the brother of the mother who they were going to inquire about. Now, mind you, her funeral was supposed to be the next day. And so when they realized that that was their mother in the casket, when they lifted up the casket, opened the casket, their mother had gnats around her face. She had started to sweat because y'all know it's very hot in Houston, really hot in Houston. And I just think that is so disrespectful. But I'm trying to find this video. I'm gonna find it. Bear with me. Okay. Here we go, y'all.
Or fallout after families say they found their deceased loved ones kept in deplorable conditions at a Southwest Houston mortuary. Our Orko Romano joins us live in the newsroom. Orko, just a terrible, tragic situation.
That's right, Ugochi. Families telling me the confusion they are experiencing right now is just adding insult to injury. They're still reeling from seeing videos of their loved ones' bodies inside Richardson mortuary. Now they're trying to get those bodies released back to them, but are hitting a brick wall. So tonight we're working to try and get them some solutions. It's a quiet Saturday outside Richardson mortuary, but just a day earlier, Houston police surrounded the business on Brookfield Drive. Videos of several bodies lying on the ground and on cardboard circulating on social media. The Texas Funeral Services Commission says the bodies were moved to other locations due to the conditions at the request of the mortuary owner. But now, loved ones just want the bodies returned to them, something that's proving to be difficult. One family telling me a funeral scheduled for Saturday took place, but with a different funeral home. Others saying they're still in limbo. So I reached out to a contact given to loved ones who had questions. I was calling because this was the number I believe that was provided to families to call regarding the Richardson mortuary situation. The person answering said the number should not have been given out and that they were strictly a transportation service for mortuaries. He directed me to the main Richardson mortuary number.
At the tone, please record your message.
Where I left a voicemail. We're hearing from families saying that they're unable to get their family members' bodies released to them, saying that they still need permission from their Richardson mortuary people, the owners. We're just trying to get some answers for those families about what they can do with their loved ones. I did not receive a call back. HPD telling me the retrieval of the bodies is not part of their criminal investigation and would likely need to be settled between the mortuary and the families. KHOU11 legal analyst Carmen Rowe agrees, saying that is a civil matter. As for any other possible charges, Rowe adds, quote, depending on what an investigation into the mortuary uncovers, it is also likely that criminal charges could be filed for abuse of a corpse.
As they should.
And the Texas Funeral Service Commission has...
As they should. Charges should be filed against these workers. Because even though the owner was in the hospital, he had a heart attack. Okay, but before he fell ill, for it to be 18 bodies in that funeral home before you had that heart attack, you should have made better preparations. Somebody had to be second in command at this funeral home, okay? I know for a fact it'd be the owner and the family that's working in these funeral homes. They could have did better, reached out to the family members to let them know, hey, the owner had a heart attack. We need y'all to come and make preparations for your family members because we're not going to be able to proceed in the celebrations. Something. Nobody didn't call anybody. They should be ashamed of how they treated these people's family members. And I just wanted to come on and express my feelings, how I thought about this. It's just, y'all, I can't imagine. I couldn't imagine. I have an appointment that I have to go to. I can't stay on long, but I will come back and talk some more about this situation when I learn new updates or what they've done. The brother and the sister's mother's funeral was that following Saturday. I'm glad that they got their mother out of there and she went to another funeral home so she could have been laid to rest with dignity and respect. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day. I don't know what went on with the comments in the comment section. I don't know, it's YouTube. But thank you guys for joining me and the ones who came. Thank you, Josh, for coming in. And I couldn't see who all else came in. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Bye.